Hi, welcome back everyone, and it is Sim Racing News Update time. Yes, it really has been a fortnight since the last time you were forced to listen to my dulcet tones. Right, kicking off today, we have some news that Mudrunner is set for VR. Now, before you get too excited, that sounds great. If you're a Mudrunner fan, woohoo, we can play it in VR. No, not quite. They're releasing a standalone VR title in the Mudrunner series that will only be available on Meta headsets, and only available as a standalone on Meta headsets, which isn't really Mudrunner in VR, except by being quite torturous with the meaning of what Mudrunner in VR is. Because it's also running natively on the Meta headsets, it also doesn't look great either. So you can't use your PC to boost this up and make it look wonderful. It's not the full Mudrunner experience. So what initially sounds like it's going to be great news isn't really. So there we go. As always, link to all of the info down below. You can go and have a look at that. Although for most people, I don't think you probably will. But there we go. It's news, so you get it. Right, we stick with the VR theme, and that is news that EA Sports WRC has released its VR beta for the title. So version 1.8 updates EA Sport WRC on PC to introduce the VR beta, which is great news because VR for this title was something that was promised pre-launch and people have been waiting quite a while for, so now it is here. I must confess, I've not had a chance to play around with it yet because my actual day job has been insanely busy, so I haven't had a huge amount of time to get behind the wheel of anything sim racing, to the point that I don't even know what video footage will accompany this while I'm recording it. I'm going to have to record that after I record this, so that'll be a nice surprise for me as well as you. But good news is it's come out as a beta. Now, with it being a beta, expected to be a bit rough around the edges and far from perfect, but at least we have it and it's heading in the right direction, assuming Codemasters and EA continue to support and update it. That is a very big caveat that I want to put around that, because if they don't come back and blame me. Not my fault. I am just the messenger. Right, moving away from the likes of semi-sim titles like EA Sport WRC, we are back to one of my favourites that is most definitely an arcade game, and that is Super Wooden GP2. You will know this because I love saying the name. Now, trading cards are available for Super Woden GP2, as well as emote and profile backgrounds. There you go. That's it. Doesn't actually affect the game. It only affects your Steam experience with the game. Technically, it's an update, and it gives me an excuse to say Super Woden GP2. It's the only reason I included this. If it was called anything else, I wouldn't have bothered with this news. Right, over to Circuit Superstars and update 1.6. So, Circuit Superstars, we're continuing the theme of top-down isometric racers and solid ones as well. So there is a load of stuff come in with update 1.6. I am not going to go through all of it. It is too big a set of patch notes. There are a lot of things in there. It is a good, solid, major update for the title. So after you finish watching the video, go and click on the link down below and see exactly what we've had come to Circuit Superstars. I nearly said that the wrong way round then. Right, moving away from our arcade titles and over to the serious business of sim racing and Assetto Corsa Competizione. And this one's extremely good news. I mean, it's a little old now, it's about a week old, but The PC version of ACC recently got the Nord as part of one of the upgrades. Now, normally, console players of ACC have to wait a considerable amount of time, months on occasions, to be able to get the same content that PC users have had. Not in this case. After only a few weeks, it has now landed for console as well, which is great news because everyone who has ACC, provided they give Kunos some money, can now experience the Nordschleife in ACC. It's all good things. Now, if you think that the world is unfair to console players and those of us on PC get better treatment and we get all the lovely jubbly stuff either sooner or as an exclusive, it's time for console players to turn around and laugh at us. And that is because World of Outlaws Dirt Racing 24, which is iRacing's kind of dirt racing oval series-y thing, driving stupidly fast cars sideways around small track ovals on dirt. It's great fun, but it's only for those of you on console. So this is technically the second release of this. They did one back in 2022, released a season update for that to cover 2023, and now we have a new title coming to cover the 2024 season, but only on console. It is not making its way to PC, which I actually think is a crying shame. I really do, because I love these type of games. I think they're absolutely ludicrously good fun. So I'll have to look at this one on console. But there we go. One for console players there. Right. Back so that the PC players can now go, yeah, but we've got this. I'm not quite sure whether this will be good. There is a title coming to early access called Pista Motorsport. You have to be very careful how you say that. It has announced early access and confirmed that mods will be part of it. So this is a simulator by AC modders who have turned into developers. Again, company called Reg Simulations, REG Simulations, and this is a celebration of Argentinian motorsport. So it will include Argentinian series, cars, track locations, etc, etc. And basically they're going to be putting this into early access on Steam. So there we go. You can go and have a play around with it. Actually, I don't think it's out yet, so you will be able to go around and play about with it. I might be wrong on that. Should have checked before recording, really. So somebody correct me down in the comments and make me look silly. Please, I demand you do it. It's good for the algorithm. Right, Gran Turismo 7 has updated itself with a little bit of a patch. Well, Gran Turismo 7 hasn't updated itself. That would imply that GT7 was sentient. Polyphony Digital have updated Gran Turismo 7. They're a bunch of people that make it. I really am rabbiting rubbish today. Update 1.7 anyway basically brings a small update that focuses around balance of performance, and that's ahead of the GT World Series Manufacturers Cup. That's it. That's all it does. I've talked far more than that really deserved. Right, we're back to Assetto Corsa Competizione, and if I was better prepared I'd have put this in with the other ACC news, but hey, here we go, it's a standalone, and that is we have a new free car for it, which is great. Free content is always good. So what we have here is the Ford Mustang GT3. It's been released, it's in Assetto Corsa Competizione, certainly on PC, not sure if it's on console, but yeah, we have the GT3 Ford Mustang, and that's great because free content, as I say, is always good. Now, talking about content, we'll get onto that in a minute for another title, but first of all, a bit of update news for it. Well, actually, it's a tiny little hotfix for Le Mans Ultimate. So this is just two little things around game crashing when you join a server and notifications not being displayed when you toggle the HUD to off. So it's a tiny little hotfix, and it is good that Le Mans Ultimate is still getting updates, because it's been good for motorsport games, it's been good for the studio, you know, it's been good all round studio devs, etc. and their revenue is up massively as a result, and people were feeling really good about motorsport games. Maybe they'd learned from their past shenanigans. And we got another hotfix, which pointed in that right direction. But then, earlier this week, they dropped a roadmap and some information on what they're going to be doing with DLC subscriptions and complementary services. Now, if the subscription bit of that fills you with a bit of what? It should do. So they've announced that we are going to be getting DLC. Some of it is going to be free, but they haven't stated that all DLC will be free. In fact, they've specifically said that there will be paid for DLC and possible subscriptions and complementary services. We don't really know what a lot of that means. We do know the 2024 season content will be here before the end of the year, and they've said the first piece of content should be available in June, and then every 2 to 3 months is what they're looking for in terms of the frequency that they're going to put that out, and that by the end of the year they'll have the entire 2024 calendar on there. Now, it's good that we're getting new content, but this is particularly the subscription side of things, and depending on how much they intend to charge for the DLC, potentially going to put people off the title, and quite considerably. And to be blunt, the engagement with the title after that initial high, when people first started playing it and it came out and it wasn't a complete wreck, has dropped down. You know, if you look at the Steam user count for it, it has fallen off quite a cliff compared to its initial rollout. So people are starting to walk away from it, and to be blunt, charging for content, and in particular charging subscriptions for access to online servers, I can only imagine, and things like that, is not a good way to get people coming back or to keep the people you already have. You know, it was a risk investing in Le Mans Ultimate at launch. It really was. And anybody who tells you any different is talking nonsense. It definitely was a risk. This company might have gone belly up. You know, they have for the last year or so been constantly teetering on the verge of that. So it was a bit of a kick in the teeth to read some of this, but once you've watched the video, go and have a read of the article. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this, but I don't see it overall as being a positive for the title, which is a shame, in all honesty. Right, back with some news around a new title heading out, a title I've covered a number of times before and I've really liked the look of. Now, unfortunately, because of the severe work-life imbalance I've had over the last couple of weeks, despite buying it, I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But Heading Out, which is best described as a game version of Vanishing Point by the looks of it, is now out. It's available for around about £15 on PC. It looks really good. It's getting mostly positive reviews, so and I think it's got about 10% off at the time of recording this. Let me just check. Yes, indeed, it has 10% off, so that's good. You can buy a standalone version or a soundtrack version. I am not sponsored by the developers or publishers. And just to finish off this update, hot off the press, we have some news around Fanatec. That's how I pronounce it anyway. I know some people call it phonetic. I don't know. I'll call it Fanatec. Can't pronounce it any other way myself, but there we go. There are rumours, strong ones, in fact, there may even at this point be more than rumours, that the American peripheral maker, God, I messed up saying that, the American peripheral maker, Corsair, are in the position of looking to buy Fanatec, which is not a big surprise given all of the issues with stock, reliability, pricing, etc. that they have had over what seems like now well over a year. So we could see a new owner coming for Fanatec. If we do, how quickly that results in a turnaround and what kind of turnaround we will see, whether the brand will remain in existence or will be rebranded, all remains to be seen. But there is a link down below that you can go and have a look at that, and as the video is nearly over, if you ignore my very last bit and go and have a look on that, I won't mind too much. You've watched long enough already. You've hit me algorithm needs. So yeah, that is this fortnight's sim racing news roundup. Hopefully you found this vaguely interesting. If you have, please do hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when new content gets uploaded. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.